Good morning, everybody.
Let's go.
So, like you said, I'm John Goodpasture. I've been with Wiland now for about 3 years. I work directly with agencies to build high-response digital audiences for their clients. And I'm just going to walk you through a few kind of examples of what we do. A little bit about me first is I joke about that I'm a lifer in this business, but I grew up in my dad's ad agency. So I was cutting and pasting ads in 7th grade and delivering blue lines. How many people remember what an X-Acto knife is? There's a few of us here that have been around a while. So I've been trying to solve that old kind of conundrum, right person, right place with the right message my entire life. And that's what we do here at Wiland. So I'm just going to, like my agenda says, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are, talk about our AI-enabled data solutions, and give you a couple examples because I think that matters most. I've been doing this a long time. I was on the agency side for 20 years, and I had people like me come and present and say, hey, we're the greatest thing ever, and that's never really the case. There's a lot of companies that are really good in this space that do what we do. We have a nice, interesting offering that kind of sets us apart. But first, who is Wiland? So I'm not going to talk through this. If anyone would like this deck or would like to talk more about this, there's a couple of things on this to my point about, someone can tell you we're the greatest thing ever, and, I'm a salesperson trying to sell. But the bottom line down there, the 97% top client retention tells you that what we do works. And that's when I'm doing a pitch, that's what I tell people. I mean, take what I'm telling you with a grain of salt, but clients that start working with me come back for more and continue to work with me. The other thing that I would like to point out is we have more spending data than any company that does what we do. It's trillions of transactions at millions of merchants. We have a proprietary feed with one of the larger credit card companies in the world. So that provides us, and people can tell you a lot of things, but their behavior and their actions speak volumes. And we use the spending data because what people spend in the past, they spend in the future. I'm a big music fan, and I spend way too much money on tickets, and I'm going to spend on tickets in the future. So that's a predictive to me. So this is a lot of gobbledygook on this, and it's hard to read. But basically, what it is, and again, I'll send this slide to anyone who wants to see it. Our AI, we have a platform that takes AI. Then there's a bunch of different types of AI. There's generative AI, which is, ChatGPT. We use predictive AI to analyze past spending to predict future spending or future events. And again, like I said, to me, what someone does means a lot more than what they say. But we're also able to match that to social engagement. And I'll give you some examples of this in a second. But, if you think about it, if you're Pepsi and you want to sell Coca-Cola, you want to conquest that audience, well, you go after people that spend on sodas and follow Coke and their products. And that's kind of our model. But again, I will send this to you. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I've been doing this a long time. I've worked with a lot of data companies to build audiences. People come back when they start using us, and that tells me a lot. That tells me whatever we and I am doing makes a difference. So before I get to show you the different examples, we build audiences on 3 tiers, and I liken it to, again, I'm an old school. Low funnel, mid funnel, and awareness, right? That top tier is the 15% of the audience that our platform spits out. That's where those signals are going to be. We have an identity graph, and our platform ranks everyone in America, or 250 consumers, on how they look at the persona that we build. And again, if you build a persona right, that works. If you build a persona wrong, it doesn't work. So, a couple of examples. So, we have the ability to look back in time. Like this actually goes live in a couple of weeks, but we have a client, an agency that has a client, an airline that wanted to conquest their competitors at their 6 hubs. So what we did is we looked back, we have spending for those airlines. So we took that spending in the last 12 months, pumped it into our platform, it did its magic, and it spits out an audience. And this is an audience just for those 6 hubs. And what really matters, and the reason I put these data points on here was they wanted to make sure that they were hitting the right income and the right age group, and they also wanted to know where do they need to put these ads. So we were able to have them a map to where all the spending came from. And I don't know if you can see this, but when I presented this to them, it kind of blew their mind because the data point examples, these people in this persona are 3,000 times more likely to be in the market to spend on airline tickets. Now that, to me, is pretty valuable information to know when you're doing a campaign. And again, we built about 12 different audiences for this airline, and it goes live. And I'm really looking forward to see how they run. The next example I wanted to go through is I was working with an agency that they had a brewery or a brew pub up in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area that wanted to conquest their competitors. So we had a conversation around who are your competitors, what do they do, and how, what are they spending their money on. So we came up with this list of, I think that's 12 different competitors, made sure that they were following 3 of them on social media. But again, the most important part was they're spending in restaurants and bars on the stuff that you want to sell them. And again, our AR platform does a really good job at looking at past history and predicting future spending. Some of these data points examples, if you think about it, I can't even see it, but we're talking 718% more likely to spend at bars. Doesn't that sound like an audience that you would want to target if you're a brewery? And then we built the audiences on zip codes they provide us from people. They wanted to do certain things around. They had 19 locations. So this launched in, I think, July 1st. And I spoke to them about 2 weeks ago. These audiences are performing 2 times greater than their other audiences. We were doing programmatic. They had pushed into Meta. They were doing so well, we pushed them into TikTok. So I'm really excited to see how well these end up, the overall campaign. But that right there, 2 times the performance of their other data partners. Again, that speaks to how well our audiences work and how well our platform performs. In the last 2 days, I'll give a couple more examples. The last 2 days, and again, I think examples are more important than doing the rah-rah and telling you how great we are. So I was working with another agency. They were looking for NFL fans that had not bought tickets to NFL games, right? People who go to NFL games, they go all the time. You want to target them to get them to spend more money. But it's those people that are sitting at home watching it on TV that don't go. So we built them 3 different audiences. We picked 3 teams. And we were able to get an audience where only 9% of the people had bought NFL tickets before. So that's going to go live in a couple of weeks. It's also doing a Lady Gaga audience where we match people that follow Lady Gaga and spend on live tickets. So this is the kind of stuff that we can do. And I'd love to talk to you more about it. But I have a lot of fun doing this. I'm a data geek. Our platform is self-serve, but I tell agencies, look, you are spending time with your clients. You have a lot on your plate. All I do is play around in data and spend all day building these audiences. So I have the time to go through it and fine-tune it and find the best persona. I present it to the agencies because it's y'all's decision. But I like to see, I'm behind the scenes. I'm kind of your secret sauce to help you wow your clients. And like I said before, this means more to me than anything. They keep coming back and they extend their spend. Like that airline audience, they did a test for a year, just came back and bought a full year campaign at a lot of money, which is good for me and good for Wiland. So that's basically my pitch. I don't want to waste your time, but if you have any questions, I'd love to talk to you. I have a lot of fun doing this. And by the way, does anyone think I look like Nick Offerman?
Oh.
So I get that all the time. And this is an off-color joke. So I apologize. But anytime someone asks me, do you know you look like Nick Offerman? I tell them I'm his older brother, Jack. Take a second on that.
Oh, you did not just do that. It's too early. John, it's too early. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you all.
Well done. Big round of applause for the off-color John Goodpasture.